Well, all right, we're back. Looks like a very busy day today. Uh, Took up my whole day to go into all the other accounts and make the adjustments. And yeah, but we'll go down through. Looks like we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total of 9 longs today. We've had a lot of alerts set. We've had a lot of trailing stops, but I don't post those until they actually go long, because they could happen at any time. Could be a week from now, could be tomorrow, could be right now, who knows. But I don't follow them. We just let it go because we had so many on the scan. I think we had like 150, 160 on the scan. But we just take them in as they come. Let the market come to us. But okay, so this morning we had, what was it, EGP. We'll go over them real quick. You can find the chart here. EGP, and that was a buy. You can see we're positive on it. We need to get to the right account. So you can see it's positive there. That shaded green means we're above water. DX, this is a monthly dividend pair. We've traded this in the past, so it's got a little ways to go, even though it's positive. J&J, everybody knows what J&J is. ADI, no idea what that is. Analog devices, okay. Say COF. Must be on the other account. I know QQQ was. I don't get a chance to play the Qs very often, but when I do, don't pay a lot, but it's like everything else. It all adds up in the big scheme of things. I'll try ADI. Oh, must be on the other one. Oh yeah, okay. COF. That's on the other one. That was a buy today. DFS. Discover Financial. Looks like we're below water. HY. Must be on this one. It's hard to keep track of them. It happened so quick. Plus I've got so much other stuff going on. NUE. That was on that account. So what you look at is the same thing every time. You know, these are small accounts, so obviously they're in the 10% max shares. If you don't know what that is, you'd really need to see the scan to understand it. You know, we're starting to put out a website over the next couple of weeks, and kind of in transition from one state to another. So once we get everything lined out, you'll have access where you can, you know, get online. You know, we'll have like a yearly membership. You get free scans every week. You can follow along with the trades and, you know, figure out your methodology. I teach what I do just on a daily basis. We're here to take profit. A lot of people are looking to swing for the fences. We're swinging for the fences, but we're doing it in a different way. We're trying to maximize our returns, but keep our risk at a minimum. So for sells, let's go up here. We can see here's all the buys, and the blue represents the sell. So that's on one account, and then on this other account. Now keep in mind these are small accounts, right? So we got 2, I'm going to say four buys and 2 sells on this other one. So we have 3 accounts that we're showing here. So we'll just add them up. And then you got 2 more sells, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 more buys. So that's where it comes up to. We'll just add this stuff up. Looks like we had 32.21 in the morning session. And if we add that, I'm going to 32.21 plus 4 plus 848 plus 520. Alright, so 49.89. But we don't know if anything's going to sell between here and the close, but we'll annotate the streamers, just for those that might be joining a little late. So we have ARE, C, AH, AEE, and MCD. Everybody knows what MCD is. McDonald's. Yes, we got a bunch of dividends paying tomorrow. We only got paid $10.94. That's cumulative, which is, still keeps us in the positive. We're looking at, what was that, 283 days now? So usually when we take a loss, it's usually because of some weird thing. It's never a position that I've closed out. It could be like a corporate action or something where they adjusted something, and but I show it. It's never really all that much, but it could be substantial if you make a wrong decision. But that we don't want those in our portfolio, so that's why we keep our positions small and we trade it often. People over there at Tasty Trade have that slogan, trade small, trade often. I've been doing this for years like this. It doesn't really matter who says it or who came up with it, but I just don't. The main difference is I don't force anything. I don't force profit. I don't look for taking profit. Like if I hadn't sold anything all week, I'm not going to go in there into any of my accounts, not just these 3, but any of my accounts, and say, "Oh, I need to make $100." It's just not gonna happen. I'll just let it happen. You cut your throat when you do that. I'm not going to take any less for something, and you shouldn't. Just let it happen. Nobody knows where the markets are going. But yeah, not a heck of a lot going on. Let's take a look over at the mosaic, because it's a little easier on the eyes. A lot of people just like to look at this. It just doesn't tell you the whole story in a lot of cases, but it's interesting to just go down through and see where things have moved during the day. Once you get used to looking at charts, you can breeze through these really quickly in the morning before you go to work, or after work when you get off. You should not be spending any more than, if it's a big scan, maybe an hour, hour and a half putting orders in. If you've got a fast platform, you can get that down to a half hour. I mean, I can put 180 orders in a half hour if I needed to. Majority of mine are set up on alerts because I like to use trailing stops. We always buy in pullbacks. Now, that's not saying you can't buy on the limit, and there's conditions, and I can show people how to do that, but it's a little too much to go into in a half an hour. Just got to understand how stuff works. Once you actually see it happening, the beauty of this system is if you are wrong, you're not penalized. You don't take, a huge hit. But I'm in, I'll probably die with all my positions, whatever I have at that time. If I'm 70, 80, 90, whatever positions I have will stay in the market, right? Because I'll will that over to my better half, and it just continues to make money. There's no way you should ever, It's kind of like property. You shouldn't ever sell it unless somebody gives you what you're asking. Like in this case here, $53.75. That's what I want for this. I'm only going to make a couple bucks on it, but think about it. If you have to think on a small scale. Once you get into a big scale, just put 2 zeros behind this, and that's how many shares you have. So if you've got one, right? In this case, there's 2, so multiply that by 50, right? So you have 100 shares, and the move was what, $1 something? So you make 100 and some odd dollars on this one move. Well, multiply that by thousands of positions. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it going up to $64, right? You can be taking profits quickly in and out because it's a lot easier. The probabilities of you buying it at 51.72 and selling it at 53.75 are so much greater than they are trying to go to 64. It could go to 0 too, right? But if you've got 100 shares, you lose 5,100. If I have one share, I lose $52. Right? That's the trick. Nobody wants to tell you about this. Risk management. A lot of even ones today too. But that's fine. Not a lot of negatives. But we do have a lot of trailing stops in now. So we can sit back and wait on those to hit. Like I say, they might hit tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, might even be a year from now. You don't know. But those trailing stops, I mean, you can't go that far out a year because the platforms themselves usually give you about 60 to 90 days to complete an order before they recycle, but you can always put those back in if you keep good track of stuff. In my case, I'm not too worried about it because I can dollar cost average. It doesn't really matter. But you'll figure it out if you watch this any time at all. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get a good understanding of what I'm doing. Some people may pick it up quicker. Some people are just like, oh, you're never going to make any money this way. But, you know, I hadn't had this up online but maybe a month and a half, something like that. And I'm showing it so far right now, 283 days without a loss. Constant profit every day. You know, if we're not taking losses, we have to either be even even on the day or we're positive. If you're positive on the day and you can scale this up, I know the majority of the people out there, if you're watching this, I have no idea what your account sizes are. You know, the smaller your account, the smaller your returns are going to be. The larger your accounts, the larger your returns are going to be. As a percentage, they're all pretty much going to be about the same. It's just a numbers game. But don't look at somebody, you know, it's kind of like boxing. You know, if you're a featherweight, you're not going to fight a heavyweight. You're just not going to do it because you're going to get your ass kicked. It's just not going to work out. So take that analogy and don't try to fight a heavyweight. Don't try to fight the pros, right? Because they got all the money. Stay in your lane, collect your money, add to your accounts, and build your accounts. The money that you're putting in the market, you should never take it out. Now, if you have a cash account on the side, this particular one we're looking at, we've got an excess liquidity of 15 grand in there. If I need $1,000, I can go in there and grab that money, right? For whatever I need it for. If you've got it set up correctly, but if you're sticking all your money into the market and just sitting on it, what do you have to do first? You have to sell something, right? That's assuming that it's profitable, or you're going to take a loss. So this system allows you to stay flexible enough that you're not putting all your money in at the same time. The scans are the trick, plus your money management. Not going too big for the size of the account. When you start getting into $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 accounts, you're gonna have a sizable amount of cash there, and people would say, well, you know, that cash could be doing something for you. It's like, yeah, well, so put it into some bonds or put it into something, you know, safe that you got access to. But, you know, cash is cash to me. If it's sitting in the account, I can use it. But if I haven't got any cash in that account, I can't DCA. I can't improve my positions. I can't, you know, there's a lot of stuff I can't do. So going all in, if you're making 10% with this system or better, you know, we've been in an up market for, well, at least the last 4 months, since November, you know, is what I can see. November, maybe even October. And, you know, we don't know where it's going to stop. If it does, then, you know, a lot of these positions, all they're going to be doing is collecting dividends, but they'll be coming down where we have buying opportunities. So what's happening? Our excess liquidity is increasing, right? And, you know, we don't get scared and try to bail out of something because we're only down a couple bucks. We're trying to snipe. But if you try to play like somebody, if you've got a $50,000 account and you're trying to play like somebody with a $500,000 account, you're going to have a big problem on your hands when this market comes down, because you're not going to know what to do and you're not going to have enough excess liquidity to make your positions better and potentially more profitable. But I will be putting a website together where you can gain access to some educational material. You can learn the system. Access to that system is going to come with I don't know, I haven't figured out the price on it, 35 or 45 bucks for the year. You know, just a nominal fee to pay for all the upkeep and, you know, all the videos and all the different fees that go along with it. I mean, I don't really care if somebody subscribes or not. That's fine. Trying to get everybody educated. You know, I figured this out and I figured I'd pass it on. You know, but everything costs money, and I manage a lot of accounts, so I'm not interested in managing anybody's account. There's no money in it for me. You know, I'm all about making money. I'm not worried about making any more money. What I am worried about is taking on too much. So I shut down how many more accounts that I will manage. If you come to me with $5 million, maybe we'll talk, but other than that, no, I'm not interested in managing a $20,000 account. It's just another thing I have to look at and more time on my hands. And when I shut this down, you know, I want to be done for the day. You know, clean up a few of the other accounts, see what's happened. I just look at profit and loss statements. I look at, you know, positions, alerts, everything else. I mean, I can, if I didn't turn my alerts off on my phone to all these other accounts, I couldn't even do these videos. So it's just a constant upkeep. And I'm not handing this over to the computer to try to figure it out for me, because it'll screw up. I like having hands on. If you want to manage your account, you want to make money, I'll show you how to do it. I'll send you a scan. You know, whatever I come up with, I got to put a few more videos out, and then you know, get this website started, maybe a 3-pager or something, just somewhere like, what do they call them, landing pages or something, so you can, you know, get access to the scan each week. Scans come out on Sunday mornings. That's when the weeks are complete, and that's when all the information has been, you know, compressed. Everything's been looked at from every angle. We make those decisions off of those charts. I mean, you can ask me questions why I do things a certain way. A lot of it is feel, but a lot of it's experience as well. And you can't be afraid of buying a high price stock as long as it's paying you dividends. I am not interested in buying Tesla. I'm not interested in buying Amazon. Not interested in any of those stocks because I'm not a speculator. If you have 1,000 stocks in your portfolio and they all pay you $1, right? And you've got one share of each one of those stocks, what do you make? You make $1,000, right? You don't have to do any more than that. But take a look at dividends. Some pay 3, some pay 4, some pay 2, some pay 14, per year. So you got to figure out, how you want to approach it and understand what I'm doing before you figure out that, oh, hey, I'm not doing it the way he's doing it, and maybe I start losing money because I'm not willing to stay in that trade. You'll never see me punch the button for a loss. I'll never sell anything at a loss. It's not going to happen. If it helps anybody, Warren Buffett doesn't sell anything at a loss unless he needs to write something off. He's probably paid or had those positions pay for his position through dividends over the years multiple times. So he's never at a loss. He'll never be at a loss. Not unless he changes his strategy. But he buys something because they make money. Bottom line. That should be your foremost. Is the company making money? Most of your tech stocks are not making any money. Is it Uber? I'm not sure if they started making money, or Twitter. I don't know if they're making any money or not, or they're just living off their stock price. Well, I guess they have to pay employees. There's some good movers today. A lot of positive. I don't know what happened in the news today. I have to look over and see what Bitcoin's doing. Dow's not up that high. Bitcoin's back down to 56, down about 5 grand. About 9 trillion, or what would that be? 10 or 9, $90 billion down in market cap. It's a hard number to wrap your head around. But yeah, it can keep on coming down. I'm cool with that. That's when we establish more positions. Hell, it may just go racing back up tomorrow. You never know. Why worry about it? All I see when I look at one of these charts is price. I don't look at any of this. You could turn this into a line chart for all I care. It doesn't matter to me. Just looks better to me in candles. You can switch it over to that. What do they call it? OLC, OHC, OHLC, open, high, low, close. There's so many fancy gimmicks, charts, everything out there. Drive you crazy trying to figure it out. It's meant there. It's put there for a reason. But at the same time, at one time, somebody used it and they were successful with it, and that's why it stuck around. But then, of course, they probably didn't pass it on. Looks like I must have the volume down. Oh yeah, we just had a buy on KALU. So let's take a look at that. Which one was it on? Probably this one. Let's see. Yep, KALU. You can see it right there. 121.96. It was one share. How are you going to make any money off of that? And it's like, well, before you knock it, watch what I do, and then you can question me after. But you got this is a numbers game. So this is what we do. We come in here. We're looking for 122.96 plus. I know what the amount is. 273. That's what we're targeting. Or I'm sorry, 288. Right? That's the dividend amount up here. Right? Dividends. 288. That's for the year. That's what we want to get. We're going to try to get that as fast as we can. Now, I only bought one share, right? So we need to make up for it by adding $1. Because that's how much the trade is worth. So 126.85 is our sell price. So you're willing to put up 120? Yeah, I'm trying to make 2.4%. I'm not trying to make $2,000 off this trade. All right, so we put that on there. Now we're going to post this on to Twitter, so we need to annotate everything that we do in the event that this goes against us. This is why we use this tool. Okay, it's actually a Fibonacci retracement deal, but we're not worried about that. All we're worried about is this 50% mark. We're going to put an alert in here. Doesn't matter where we put it, as long as it gives us a heads up if it goes against us. Okay, so we'll take a picture of that. All right. And KALU. All right. So that's it. We're done with that trade. We don't have to think about it anymore. If it goes up and hits it, we take our $1.26 profit, right? Oh, I would never. It's like, well, it was more than that. I think it was, yeah, 288. So just think scale. Multiply that by 1,000 trades. And there's $3,000. Just like selling apples. If you sell them for $2.88 a piece, and you didn't pay anything for them. Okay, so Twitter. So we're long KALU. Now PDI. Okay. So you do the same thing, find out what we're going to sell it for, 28.63 plus 265. We got 7. So to make $1, maybe we have to add 14 cents. So we're going to go 31.45. We're going to close that. And we transmit that, and then we set up our chart. So we know where we're going to buy the second 10% of those max shares. You have to be patient with this system. If you're not patient with it, it's going to snag you. People are like, I ain't got time. I need to make that money now. It's like, well, you better go to work. I mean, you've got a couple $100,000. 10%. That's 20. A good $20,000 a year. for doing nothing. That's just dividends. If you trade it, now you're starting to get up 15 to 20% because it just depends on the amount of occurrences you have. Make no mistake, it's about numbers. The bigger your account, the more spread out and the more towards the max shares you can be. Once you get over the 1 million mark, then I'll show people how to do it. The numbers don't change much, but you're still monitoring your risk. All right, well, we're closed. Not a bad day, so we got quite a few buys in there, so we got to put those down. That was KALU and PDI. Yeah, one of my subscribers like, dang, bought and sold SBNY twice today. He gets a scan. All right, so DBL. All right. Well, good deal. All right, so we're done for today. Let me edit this up here so we get everything that we did. All right, so we got HY, NUE, KLU, and PDI. And we sold CAH, AEE, and MCD. Our total profit ended up being $49.89 on the day. All right, save. So other than that, another positive day. I guess we'll see everybody tomorrow. Check me out on Twitter, T1 Recon or Dividend Collection Team at T1 Recon Rider. Other than that, have a great afternoon, and we'll see you in the morning.